What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Team Chat Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Jerrett Wilson, joined to my right by Rachel Mogan.
Buongiorno.
And to my left, Zachary Parks.
Yo.
It's wonderful having you back today.
Yeah, I know. It's good to be back.
Mogan
It's
is
good to be back.
Yes.
Actually in person.
Still good that we can do it over, over the internets, but as always, preferable to have everyone
It
here.
is.
Yes, it is.
Just
It was
feels-
weird, like, talking over there and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like
See,
change.
Yeah, it hasn't been you before, but when you're the one that's here, it's like, oh,
it's
this
not
is
right.
weird.
Yeah, it's really, there is
It's
something
unusual.
to be said for
Yeah.
consistency.
Yes.
There really is.
Yeah. Yeah, great.
Yeah, this is already a thing.
It's
All
already
right.
happening.
But in case you did not know, Team Chat Podcast is a video game podcast where we talk about games, the ones we love, the ones we hate, and everything in between. If you want to get in contact with us, you can do that by sending us an email at teamchatpodcast@gmail.com, following us on Twitter, liking us on Facebook, subscribing to our YouTube and iTunes channels. And if you'd like to support the show, you can do that as well by going to patreon.com/teamchatpodcast, where for as little as $1 a month, you can support the show, and we'll give you a cool perk like getting the episode early before its general Tuesday release. And again, that is, if you want to check that out, that is Team Chat Podcast or patreon.com/Team Chat Podcast. Now, we do also have no winner for the song contest for this week.
Was it mine?
No, it was Mogan's.
What was yours?
Wait, wasn't it
when you hear
super
the sound,
easy?
Apparently, but apparently not.
What the hell?
Because it was
It is easy.
it was when
easy.
you hear this sound, when you see the target on your back, you better run like hell.
No way. No one got
If
it.
anyone-
Dylan commented and he said, "Is it run like hell?" But
my gosh.
that's not it. Because
Can I submit a guess and win my own? I would like to
Well,
submit.
what happens now? Doesn't it come back to us?
well, yeah, it just comes back to us
Okay.
until somebody gets it. But so the
Any of
song.
listeners.
I mean, it could, who knows? There's still 2 days until Tuesday. So,
Oh, yeah,
there
sure,
could be a surprise shock win come in at the very last minute. And, Future Jerrett has to come on and be like, whoa, addendum.
Yeah.
I did.
Whoa.
We
First
all
time
love
ever,
Future
so don't listen
Jerrett.
to-
So,
We
well,
haven't seen him in forever.
yeah, I know.
I miss Future Jerrett.
But so,
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
so that'll happen if by the time this actually released, somebody does actually come out and win the day. But the game that the song is from was Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
So if
Duh.
anyone had played that game, you would definitely have heard
Literally,
that song.
duh.
Yeah.
Every 5 seconds.
That
you're just
happens.
like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
Because it's when the Guardian is
Yeah.
coming after you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
It's a great little melody that
I'm
happens.
finally at the point that I can beat them without having to super try.
How do you do it?
I just chop them up to death.
Yeah.
Like just
Get their
run
legs.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smack them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopping off all their legs is so silly
It
because then
is.
they just kind of like float around
Yeah.
and you're like, what are you doing?
Why do you need to cut off their legs if it still doesn't hinder
it
their
slows
movement?
them down. When they
Yeah.
have their
And they
legs,
can, like,
they're a lot
tip over.
faster. Yeah.
Have
they
you
can-
ever parried their laser beam?
Never
You
correctly.
can, yeah, it's hard. You can
it's
use like
hard.
a pot lid for that. You could defeat a guardian with a pot lid.
That's hilarious.
Did you see the video or I saw this GIF, but like where the
ladle.
guy like he's sitting on top of a mountain and the Guardian shoots at him for like hella far away,
Wow.
and he just deflects it and it goes right back and kills the Guardian. But
awesome.
like it was such a far long shot, it was crazy.
my gosh, that's
cool.
fantastic. My favorites are the pot lid and the soup ladle.
Yep,
And
pot
then I
lid,
take
soup
all
ladle.
of my armor off
Yep.
and go run
Go,
around
yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah,
madman. Set the ladle on fire.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
That's fun.
Nice.
That's how I plan to fight Ganon.
Yeah, you should.
yeah.
Whenever it
It's
gets
pretty
to that
easy.
point, whenever you finish,
You got to be close.
Yeah, I'm really close.
you-
I actually
Gotta be.
walked into the gates.
Okay.
And then
so
I went,
that's
fare
a
thee well.
whole- That's a whole thing
Yeah,
in
I
and of
know.
itself.
That's
It's
why
like
I
a
would
dungeon.
I did it on the fly because I was kind of drunk.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't
Wait,
think
I
I'm
should
ready
go
for
back.
this. So maybe I should go get some good weapons. So I left.
I definitely forgot to explore. I didn't realize how much exploration could be done in the
my
castle.
God,
I kind
you're
of just
such a
like beeline
fool.
for Ganon.
Why do you do these things?
it's like I'm here, I want to be done.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep.
You're out of the fandom.
That's why I beat it so quickly.
Okay.
Let me get some composure.
So, though, we do have a hint from Nicholas Boivin, who won a few weeks back, and he submitted a song and hint for us to use for this week. So stick around to the end of the episode to hear his song.
It's kind of exciting. We haven't.
I know, it's a new person.
listener, or maybe not a new listener, but at least new song contest winner.
Yep. It's always an exciting and fun day when that happens.
Yes, fresh
So,
things.
the main thing of that we were going to talk about today is E3 is ish close around the corner. Like it's coming. It starts off. I think some of the first press conferences start on June 10th.
Yes.
And it runs through the 15th. of June. So it's getting close. And so even though we still got a couple weeks, we wanted to go ahead and talk about some of the things that we wanted to see. Like, not necessarily predictions of what will be there, but just what we hope will be talked about, what we hope we'll get some more news on and stuff like that.
And some confirmed sources, too.
That's true.
Yeah, like there's already been quite a few games officially announced ahead of Xbox,
Right.
Sony, and of course Nintendo. So there's
Ubisoft released a couple of things too as well. So
there's
so
more
there's
definitive stuff out there too.
right. So we just wanted to kind of go into that a little bit. We'll definitely also have, like, I'm sure we'll be doing some things during E3, maybe a couple bonus episodes here and there or something like that, and then we'll definitely have like a good solid wrap up episode. But so for now, we're officially in E3 season.
It has been stated.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. We should make a parody video of a music video to most wonderful time of the year, but we're talking about E3. Let's just schedule that. And
Let's just pencil that in.
Look at the
Pencil
little
that into
entire
our business.
production company.
yeah, it's got to look good though.
Yeah,
it can't be
the red.
half-assed. Yeah,
We're doing it big.
absolutely. We're doing it big. All the lights in the world.
Yeah, get all those 100 views on YouTube.
Yep. So the first conference then is EA. I guess, like what you were saying, Mogan. It's starting on June 10th.
What's their
They
deal?
have a schedule for June 10th, and they all of the times are, of course, in Pacific time because it's way over on the West Coast, which is not convenient for those of us who live over here in Tejas.
And when was it?
But so what?
When did it start?
Yeah, so June 10th is EA stuff, and that is starting at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So that would equate to about
so it's-
3 p.m. our time. No, 2 p.m., right?
Yeah, 2 p.m.
Yeah.
2
Yeah,
p.m.
2 p.m. our time. So we've got EA's coming up on June 10th. Right after that is Microsoft. They've got a confirmed slot at June 11th at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Followed shortly by June 12th is Sony's big reveal day. So they're going to have actually a couple of slots. Sony's not having just one, they're having more than one, but June 12th is one of their bigger ones, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so it's also way later in the day. That's probably when they're going to be doing their official reveals for some of their bigger confirmed games. I'm sure we'll have you talking about at least one of those here in just a second. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, they have further slots confirmed for June 13th and 5th, through the 15th, really, for between 12 and 6 p.m. So they're going to be talking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because normally it's like they announce, usually it's the biggest stuff that they announce during
they
their
do
big
their
big
first
keynotes
big
and
one.
everything, but then they will trickle out a
Branch
little bit more
off
here
and
and
do their other smaller things.
Right.
Also on June 12th, following right on the heels of Sony, will be Ubisoft's big thing. So they're having one right after Sony's does, and then they're kind of going to wrap it up more or less June 13th with Nintendo's big one. And they are actually starting earlier, so they're 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Oh.
Yeah, so that'll be like right at noon for us, which is really good timing. So those are the ones that are confirmed in their scheduling. And as far as games go, why don't we start with Sony? Because I know that you've got some stuff that you really want to see some more of.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting too because I have a couple things that are like that'll be cross-platform. So I'm always like, ooh, who's gonna be the one that announces it? Like, one of the big games that I definitely want more info on, and I definitely hope like actually still is holding true to its fall 2017 release date is Red Dead Redemption 2. But that one can go for either Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah.
So who's gonna have it?
originally was it
Isn't
for
that
both?
I thought
It's always been for both.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, it's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
been-
you
It's
just
a
don't,
Rockstar.
but only one of them will actually present it at their
Yeah, because
address.
Rockstar doesn't have its own
I
thing.
really want to know how they decide. Who
Yeah, how
gets
does that work?
I mean, it's probably the same thing. It's probably very similar to like how I think when Destiny was announced, the first one was announced. PlayStation had it because PlayStation got a deal with them, and they were doing all the like exclusives.
Yeah.
Like you get stuff 30 days before
Yeah.
people, everybody else, kind of thing.
Wow.
So I'm sure it's behind the scenes business dealings that decides that. Well, I guess.
I really hope they just pick through like dice or poker
Yeah.
games, like
They
something
go to like
totally
some
not,
underground
just
seedy
nonsensical.
poker.
Fight Club.
All the representatives from
Fight
each.
Club.
Yeah,
Have
Fight
all
Club.
the CEOs fight each other.
All right, you once, you get this one, Sony.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that would be pretty crazy. But yeah, so that's always interesting. And that's the only thing with that game that I'd be like, obviously I want to get more info because I am still slightly nervous that it's going to be less single player and more of the feel of
open.
GTA Online,
Yeah.
which I don't want.
Yeah,
I mean, we know
wouldn't
that
want
with
either.
Xbox, their big push is always for multiplayer, but Sony not so much.
Yeah.
So I am curious to see which of those is going to prevail more or less.
As long as it's got a solid story mode, like I'll be okay.
Yeah, as long as the campaign still
is still like what it
Definitely
was
a
of the
focus for
first
it.
one,
Yeah.
then I'll be okay with it. But
Yeah.
but if it's just this whole thing of like, squat up or mount up with your
Which in theory
mount
is
up with your posse, y'all.
right. Which in theory I love, but in practice,
theory, it hardly but in
People
practice,
ruin it.
Squad blows.
Yeah,
it hardly ever
everyone
works
keeps
out.
killing me for no reason.
Yeah,
This is
so
not okay.
So we'll see how that goes. That's my only bit of apprehension about that game because Red Dead Redemption 1 was great. And it's backwards compatible. So if you're wanting on a Xbox, so if you want to get something fun to try out, you might look into that one.
The old
Okay.
Red
It's
Dead.
big. It's a big
No,
game,
it's a big game. It's an
but
investment.
it's some fun stuff
Yeah.
right there.
Are there any specific improvements or new additions that you want to see in Red Dead Redemption? Like, was there anything about the old game that you really hated or that was just really annoying that you hope that they have improved upon or scrapped entirely?
I'd have to think about it because it's been a while since I've actually sat down and played the game again. I remembered having minor annoyances with it, like sometimes, and it's the same way with like Grand Theft Auto 5. Rockstar has this thing of making really interesting, off the wall, kind of offbeat characters, even for Grand Theft Auto. Like how we were talking about with Trevor's sidekicks and all that stuff, like Wade and Ron and all that. They kind of like just weird characters, and that's slightly is the same in Red Dead Redemption. I don't know. So a couple times it's like you had to interact with some characters and some characters just be an annoyance, but like that's not necessarily a gameplay issue or anything like that. I guess the one, but yeah, I can't really think about it. The multiplayer, I will say, I never really got into. So if they did, but it has the possibility for, if done right, to have a really
It's
good
going to be
multiplayer.
probably a vastly improved multiplayer.
I would imagine.
I would assume.
It was one of those things. It was like it had this mode where it would start off. Everybody would be in a circle, and you would use your quick draw like duel thing
That's lame.
to like, and whoever like shot them all. It did
cool.
it was like the opener to a round. It was like you would do that, and whoever would win that would give some kind of like bonus in the resulting game.
So it's like
But
a
I
coin flip at the beginning of a sports
kind
ball
of,
game.
but it was like a duel with like 10 people in a circle.
Okay. Maybe okay.
But like I could never figure out how to do it.
Oh, that's your fault.
It is my fault. But so I'm not saying that's like I'm not
Sounds like
saying
a you problem.
It's a big
that's like,
YOU issue.
I need this bit better so I can be better. But no, it's just like I never played the multiplayer as much because it also did have some like lobby issues with like getting people in, finding a game and all this other stuff. So, but it did have a really cool like multiplayer. I do remember this. It had a very early instance of similar to like Destiny where you could see people like milling around. It had like a multiplayer free roam.
Yeah.
So you could just be in the map and other people would be there too.
Yeah.
And you could shoot, have shootouts and all this other stuff.
That is
Oh,
cool.
I would hate that. I'd be like, go away, please.
Yes.
I
We don't want any.
toiling
I wanna
over
play.
here. Yeah.
So, it has some cool stuff like that. So, yeah, I'd say improved multiplayer, but don't do it a full GTA Online, because it's just GTA Online. Like when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, that's going to be fun.
And
But
it was
didn't-
fun for a little bit
until
for me.
everybody else started like buying shitloads of money. Now it's like overrun with like cheaters
Jets
and
and just
all this other shit. And it's impossible
bombs.
to do anything in it.
Yeah.
So it's very,
Not a
so
lot of
I
camaraderie.
kind of got over that real quick.
Yeah.
Even though I wanted to love it, but I kind of got
I had some
over it.
good times with my friends.
So that's what I hope Red Dead Redemption is. Okay, so Sony.
Sony. So some of the big ones that we know for sure they're going to be talking about are the new God of War, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
hope we'll get a release date.
Yeah. So it doesn't have a release date yet, and they've only released one
From E3 last
trailer?
year.
Oh yeah, that's right. God, I forgot it's been that long.
It has been a while.
That's crazy. So they've got God of War that they're going to be talking a lot more about. They also have, of course, The Last of Us 2.
Has that been confirmed for E3?
I think it's been confirmed for E3.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it has too.
Yes.
Which that would be cool to get a release date on that one too. But like when they announced that one at PlayStation Experience, they were like, yeah, it's a ways off. So I mean, like, if they give us something, it's probably going to be a very just broad like spring, summer, fall, winter.
Oh yeah, it'll probably just be
and
one of the
it'll-
quarterly
I
things.
guarantee you, I would be surprised if it's 2018.
You think 2019?
I mean, how
As
long
big
did
of
it
a
take
game,
Breath
like-
of the Wild to come out?
And Last of Us
billion years.
Last of Us took a little bit too, and it got delayed a couple times. So I bet they might be. I bet it, yeah, because Last of Us came out in June of 2013. I could see. Oh my god, if that long of a spread in between 1 and 2.
That's a
If it
Yeah.
goes, even
Huge.
to 18, even
Yeah.
if it is in 18,
still a big gap.
it's still a big
Yeah.
gap. That's 6 years.
Yeah, that's
5 to 6 years. That's a long time.
Oh, for some games though, that's nothing.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Originally, I was like, but if it goes to 19, that's that's like 6 years.
That's a record.
That's a long time.
That's the age of a human child. Like,
I could have a child by now.
you could have a child by then.
But no, so that one too. Like, if anything, I imagine they'll probably say like fall winter 2018, and bless
Heavens. Wow.
you. And I bet it.
Tried to hold that in.
Keep it in, sir.
And then I bet it gets. Our phones are like freaking out the microphones.
Really?
Sorry.
It's all your iPhones.
But then I bet. So yeah, I bet they'll say like fall winter 2018. But then I bet it gets pushed to spring 2019.
Yeah, most likely. It always happens.
Yeah.
Some other really interesting ones that we are hoping to see more of. There's a new Spider-Man game coming out. I don't know how much you've seen about it.
I saw it. It was announced a few months ago too,
Yeah.
and it looks real. Like it's made by the same people who made. Is it Insomniac? I think it's Insomniac. Who made Infamous. And so it looks like it'll be pretty fun too. I'm not like super into this.
Yeah, the
superhero
Spider-Man
games.
brand as a whole now is at the point where every time I see a new Spider-Man thing, I just roll my eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why would you
Why
do
do
this?
we keep
Why
trying to make
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man a
Why does
thing?
this keep trying to be a thing? Like, Spider-Man's very cool, but for God's sake. We do also have Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I'm going to go on ahead and say boo.
Wow.
Just a good,
started
solid.
Uncharted.
Did you see that?
You started it, the first one?
How far
Ew,
into it?
What do you think?
I got 4 chapters in. I'm withholding.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm not going to
Okay.
say anything.
Very proper.
Because we need to have our like, let me get, further in so that we
Right.
can actually have our big debate discussion episode on it.
Okay, I will tell you what you're seeing now is all you're going to see.
But
all
maybe
there
that
is,
holds
my
me.
good friend.
But maybe I look at that and say,
Yeah, maybe
Yay.
likes it.
geez.
That's a
Yay.
good thing.
This is nice.
we'll
Oh,
see.
Are you
boy.
enjoying
We'll
it
have to
so
see.
far?
Coming
Is that
soon.
can we question that?
I already feel like throwing up a little bit. And then some rumors that we're hoping to see a lot more of are, of course, Death Stranding.
Ooh, yeah.
That weird new Hideo Kojima one.
yeah.
With,
They
Norman
released that
Reedus.
weird trailer.
That trailer was awesome, though.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on?
I really hope the game winds up just being like a series
Is
of
that
about
all
10
we
to
have?
15 trailers that just wind
Yeah,
up being a
that's
crazy
the game.
movie.
Yeah.
Is that all we
That's
have
all we
for that game?
Yep.
Really, all the news that we've
So
had
there
about
something is slated to be presented about that.
Yeah, so
this year.
we hope. I
Okay.
think it's semi-confirmed. So hopefully Death Stranding will get a nice new big spot that actually includes more about what the game is going to be.
Yeah.
Because right now,
Right now,
no one
no
knows
one has any
anything.
idea.
Yeah.
Like,
It just
what
looks
is
bizarre.
it? It could
We
be
just
anything.
know it's got Norman Reedus. It's got Mads Mikkelsen as
There's a baby.
there's like a baby that then becomes something else. Then Guillermo del Toro's in it. So
Wow, that's bad.
gonna be crazy.
it's
man.
crazy.
Whoa.
Which also, speaking of Hideo Kojima, and then and that I finished Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, yeah. You
So
told
I
us
finished that
about
on Tuesday. Got that platinum. And it was fantastic. It's
it
great.
feels good.
It does feel good, and also a big tinge of sadness that it's over. But in the credits, they had like special thanks to Hideo Kojima in there.
Oh,
So I
really?
wondered if he had like if they talked to. I hadn't had a chance to go back and look at it, but I was like, oh, I wonder if he had like any involvement with this and like development, or if he was just like, I don't know, some kind of like story inspiration, or they were
Yeah.
just being like, thanks for being you.
Yeah,
But,
like thanks for inspiring our whole team.
Yeah, but I was still just like, oh, nice little shout
Interesting.
out there. Nice
Maybe
little
he
shout
was
out.
actually like bringing the midnight snacks every
Possible.
night during
Yeah.
development.
He's like, I need a
they were
job.
like, he's our best
You guys
bro.
hiring?
I don't have anything going on right now, guys.
Yeah, I got
You wanna-
nothing going on.
You want to? I'm still like locked down by Konami.
Now that I've
You want-
escaped from the basement,
Yeah.
You want anything?
you want
Gotta
you
make
guys
a
want
game here.
anything?
But yeah, so I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. The only other things I want to hear more about that I'm really looking forward to hearing more about from Sony is Days Gone, the new,
Oh, yeah.
the one by Ben Studios that's coming out. Same thing, want a release date, want to know when it's coming. It looks like, again, very Last of Us feel to it, but swarm zombies, not necessarily like, or swarm, yeah, they're like zombies, I guess. So that one looks really good. And then, what was the other one?
Knack 2,
No.
Gran Turismo.
No.
Gran Turismo. There's a new Gran
Yeah,
Turismo.
there's a new
Yeah.
Gran Turismo
Wow.
coming
They'll
out.
keep making those.
Good for them.
Yeah, brace yourself for those racing games.
Rose Racing Simulators.
Those racing sims.
Can you have your list again? I saw it on there now. I can't remember what it is.
Did anyone see that video on Facebook?
Oh, Detroit Become Human.
What in the bejesus is that?
Okay, so you need to go watch the trailer for this game.
Okay.
It looks really good. So it's made by the same guy who made Heavy Rain And
what?
Oh, wow.
Beyond,
What?
Yeah, and Beyond Two Souls, the one
Really?
that had Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe in it. So this one though is basically it's Detroit. There are in the future, and androids have become a thing. Like,
Is Willem Dafoe in this one too?
I don't think so.
I love Willem Dafoe.
Me too.
But so there's androids all over. You know, they look like humans, act like humans, and all that. But you can still tell who's android, who's not. They have like a like some kind of like blue light thing on their temple.
Their
and
power on button.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just push it.
Android.
And they go to sleep. But it's going to be in similar vein to the past games. It's going to be very much of like a mystery thriller kind of thing.
Because
So it's
Heavy
like
Rain was an awesome game.
Yeah.
That's one we haven't really talked about much, but Heavy Rain was crazy.
it's one I've been meaning to go back
never-
and play because
I
I
never played it.
missed it in the first go around. But I've heard so many good things about it. Like I do want to go back and watch it and play it. But so Detroit Become Human, the big thing, you really go watch the trailer or the gameplay trailer for it, because like the scene that it shows is you are this police investigator and you're called to this scene where an android has gone crazy and is holding a little girl hostage on top of the roof of a building at the edge, like gun to her head kind of shit. And you have to go up there and like talk him out of it. But there are all these different, like, it's very much, so you know how Until Dawn, when I talked about it, had the butterfly effect kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This game has butterfly effect, but in conversation butterfly effect. So it's like you could have had a conversation with somebody or done something or found something on the way up to talking to this guy that will affect what options and things that you come up with that you can say to him to try to either talk him off the ledge, try to shoot him off, or like fail and he jumps off with the kid.
Oh my God.
So it's like all this other crazy
Oh wow,
shit.
this looks like beautiful.
See, that sounds like a game that I'm really interested in.
Yeah. So and then also like you're finding
Oh,
stuff.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love the style.
Yeah. So it
Very cinematic. I guess Heavy Rain was like that too, right?
But
Heavy
go
Rain
watch
was.
this. Yeah, but go watch this one because it looks like it could be a very, very entertaining like
Yeah,
detective.
now I'm interested.
Yeah,
thing.
That's
so
awesome.
so again, that one's been talked about for at least the last 2 years. I feel like
It's
And
so
it's-
PlayStation exclusive.
Heavy Rain
Probably.
was it
Yeah.
probably
I think
is.
Probably is.
Yeah,
Heavy Rain also had
dude, you got to get a PS4. They're kicking Xbox ass in exclusives.
I actually, so really something that I was thinking about leading up to E3 is we've heard, I'm really curious to see what Microsoft is actually going to be talking about.
Yeah,
I wonder if
what
they're
do
gonna-
they
It's like,
have?
what are they doing? Yeah,
Are they
going to
hype on Scorpio? Like
What
See,
is-
that
oh,
was,
is that
so
the-
Project
is
that's like
Scorpio.
the big one, like the
Yeah.
step up, like the PS4 Pros kind of thing.
Okay,
It's like
okay.
That's
but-
kind of what people thought the Xbox One S was going to be back
Yeah.
when they were still unsure of what that was.
Yeah.
But in reality, last year's E3 presented the Xbox One S
Yeah.
while still maintaining Project
That we
Scorpio
have.
as a future
Okay,
thing.
so maybe they'll talk about that. Do you
So
think they'll
they're
talk about
probably-
Halo 6?
I don't.
That's all I really care about.
See, I have no idea.
Yeah, don't know.
Have you heard anything?
From
more
what I've heard, Halo
confirmed
6
about
will
that?
not be there.
Yeah.
What?
Unless they're doing that as a total just like, cover
Yeah.
up play. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
So they got.
we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, wink, wink, and
Wink,
surprise,
wink.
surprise.
Yeah.
Here
They
it
probably
is.
have like a tiny little hype trailer. Or
They'll
something.
probably
They
do
probably
some
have,
sort of cinematic thing.
Yeah, who knows?
Or talk about, can you hit the camera?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised either if maybe they've also denied this too of a Halo 3 anniversary edition, but maybe they'll be like Halo 3 anniversary edition out today.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
they
everybody's
might
like,
do
what?
that. Yeah, it's out right now.
Check under your seats.
Yeah. Would you be excited for Halo 3 Anniversary Edition?
I mean, I've got the Master Chief Collection,
Yeah.
so I don't need it.
Me neither.
Why would it just be Halo 3 Anniversary Edition?
I don't know.
Well,
they
it
did a
would be,
Halo
'cause they
1
did a Halo 1.
anniversary. They did a Halo 2
Oh, they
anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's like-
So it'd be like maybe revamped cinematics and graphics. But I don't know. That's a pretty still semi-recent game. I don't feel like it's in need of
That's weird.
total revamp.
Well, whatever.
Nah, it would probably just be especially because Master Chief Collection did all that.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know why that would be
Well, that
necessary.
sucks. So Xbox might not have anything.
I
Is
mean,
that what I'm
really,
hearing?
So I have. Hang on. There's a little teeny tiny bit that I have on my list
I
here.
mean, Halo
Hold up.
6, Elder
Hold up.
Scrolls. Is it? Could Elder
Hold
Scrolls
up.
have anything?
All right. So the only things that we know of are Crackdown 3.
Oh, they're making another Crackdown.
Apparently.
He's excited.
Yeah, I like Crackdown. Underrated.
Sea of Thieves, which I think is the only one from this list that I know anything about, and State of Decay 2.
Yeah.
State of Decay 2 is a zombie game.
Great.
sequel. Yeah,
Another
it's kind of
zombie
like
game.
I mean, it's the kind of thing. It's like that's going to attract fans who like State of Decay 1. So like we'll see that. Sea of Thieves looks like a more kid friendly, like younger, but it's like an online multiplayer kind of thing in a la Destiny, where it's like you team up and you go sail around, fight
Destiny.
ships and stuff like that.
I wonder if they'll have anything.
They just had their big worldwide reveal.
I watched the trailer.
I did too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
It was like 10 minutes, wasn't it? It was like the gameplay trailer.
the gameplay trailer, where like
That's
showed
what I
all the
watched.
different stuff, and I
Yeah.
watched the cinematic one too. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
They'll
You gonna
probably
get it?
have something going on at E3.
I would imagine. If
Yeah.
anything,
For
they'll
posterity,
If
they
anything,
have
they'll
to be
have
there.
that. If anything, they'll have like it available on the show floor to play. They may not have like a huge thing. They might just have like a blurb in one of the things. But I don't necessarily see them being like, and we're going to talk about this forever now because you just saw us like a month ago. But yeah, Sea of Thieves looks like it could be fun. It's made by Rare.
Okay. Yeah.
So it'll be that one. A lot of people
Really,
are
what I'm
you a
hoping
pirate?
for from what I want to see from Microsoft and actually Nintendo as well, both of them, more original IPs.
Yes.
They need to have exclusives,
Yeah.
especially for Xbox.
Xbox is like, I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
Losing the exclusives
Yeah.
game, and that makes no sense. They have their own shit. Why aren't they investing in it?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
just wild to me.
Yeah.
That they're not coming out with more exclusives or
they don't have
partnering
anything.
with other third parties to get more exclusives.
Yeah.
Why aren't they doing that?
Obviously, they came out with like Gears of War 4 was within the last year, and then Halo 5, and then they had Recore. That was an exclusive, but like everything, all the exclusives that come out that aren't Gears of War 4 and Halo that I could think of have been just very smaller and not have been as big of hits. Like
Recore was
I guess they had
pretty hyped.
Quantum Break. But like that did okay. It didn't do great.
But then it fell right off.
Yeah, I
with
haven't
both
heard of anybody
Recore
talk about
and
it.
Quantum
Yeah.
Break, they were really hyped beforehand, and then they came out, and then you didn't hear anything about them again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where those fans are at, but they're not present in the public eye.
Right.
So I don't know what happened to those games.
Yeah. Xbox, hopefully they'll surprise us, and maybe that's why they've been silent on stuff, because they're like, we're going to come out, because it's always kind of a thing too, like who's going to have the better presentation.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Sony or Microsoft?
It's going to be Sony.
Last year Sony kicked ass because do you remember why?
Didn't they have an orchestra?
Yes.
Yeah,
They had a live orchestra?
So they started the show.
That's awesome.
They started the
I don't
show
remember
by
any of
showing the God of War trailer and gameplay that they had, but the first like 3-4 minutes was a live orchestra playing the new God of War theme.
See, that's what Sony has that Xbox
Sony
doesn't.
definitely does.
Style.
Yeah, they have class.
They have class.
Classy.
And it was Bear McCreary was the composer / conductor who was there leading it, and he's doing the soundtrack for God of War. And they even released that song. I have it, the live from E3 recording.
You didn't see that.
I saw it.
Nope,
It's
you
ruined.
didn't
My
see
notebook,
that.
my special Team Chat podcast,
Notebook has been
Well, now it has
tainted.
character.
coming soon to stores near you. Just
Coming soon to
We don't have merchandising yet, but yeah. So it's that was a pretty big deal. Like it's gonna be cool. So
Yeah, so I'm
hopefully-
sure Sony will kick ass again.
But
Sounds
I'm
like they
hope-
have a lot of
but
great
I
games.
would like Sony does, and they've got a great lineup. But I'm really hoping that Microsoft shows something that I'm like,
Well, they have. I mean,
yeah,
Halo
here we
6
go.
would be the only thing that would get people
So
really
aside
excited.
from the Xbox One S, what did they have from last year that was of interest?
more of the same.
Yeah,
kind
they
of
didn't
stuff.
really have anything back then either, did they?
Yeah, they talked about the Xbox One S, and then and Scorpio. They talked about a few games, but most of them were like Sea of Thieves, Recore, and stuff like that. Like, they really didn't have much new that's been coming out. That's the thing. Like, I want to play my Xbox more, but it's just
They're just not
right now.
releasing.
Right now, it's I'll buy that for Xbox because I don't have room on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's not. I really want to play this new
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So so I really hope that they kick
And
it
that's
up a
how
notch.
you drive up sales of your console. That ties very strongly back into my supreme anxiety about Nintendo's situation, because they just released the Switch.
Yeah.
It's still technically new. We know that they are going to be talking about really their primary 3 bigs for the rest of the year. Splatoon 2, which I don't know what more they're going to talk about with that one, honestly.
Yeah.
They've already released a bunch of
They'll
really
probably
good
just
trailers.
do some good gameplay.
Yeah, but that, we already know. Fans of the series already know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
So I don't know what more they're going to talk about there there that would be of any substance.
Yeah.
The one that I am looking forward to, that I do hope they show more actual substance of, is the upcoming Mario game.
Yeah,
I bet they will.
Yeah, so
that would
Mario
be nice.
Odyssey.
I bet they'll have that one. They'll show a lot more gameplay of it, and I bet they'll have a release date.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have a release date. Splatoon 2 already has one. Odyssey has holiday 2017,
Right. Yeah.
so it's probably going to come out right around Christmas
Yeah.
time. And then what's
That'll be
their other
exciting
one?
when
That
the
would be cool.
Mario
Have a new
comes
Mario?
out at
Because
Christmas
the new
time.
Mario game,
That's
I
really
think
cool.
that's gonna. It looks really fun already, and
Yeah,
I'm
it
really
does.
looking forward.
As long as
to
I can
seeing
get
more
over
of
seeing
it.
like real people in Mario's universe.
yeah,
Yeah, it is a little bizarre.
it's really
When
weird.
they showed it, I was like, what is happening?
But it's kind of
Like,
cool.
no,
It's a
Nintendo.
total
No,
it is
new
kinda cool.
direction.
It is
It's
kinda
like,
cool.
all right.
And then, of course, the other one that they're just doing here again with like Microsoft, it's more of the same. Splatoon 2 and ARMS. Those are the two other games.
Isn't the
aside
ARMS the punchy
Yeah,
game?
ARMS is
Eh.
the punchy game. And see, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
And like it is a
I
new
need
IP.
something
It looks
like-
like it could be cool / also a huge letdown. Like,
Yeah,
you play
yeah.
you play it
I
twice, and you're
get
like, well,
that.
I've played this game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really.
Exactly.
I don't know what to expect from it. Like I would be curious. Like that's one of the games that
It'd
I would
be-
go to a store to play in the store to test
Yeah.
it out for myself.
Bring a friend.
'Cause-
Be like,
Yeah,
"Play
bring a
this with me."
friend to be like, let's see if this is actually worth it. But aside from that, aside from Odyssey, Splatoon, and ARMS,
What else
they
is
haven't really announced any other bigs that we know are going to be at E3. And I don't want other bigs. I want to see more of those partner games. So, back when they announced the Switch officially, they were like, oh, these are all the companies that we have
Yeah.
tentative agreements with or
Yeah.
affiliations with. I want to see more of that. I want them to show new games that they are actively working on with other outside developers.
I need to look at something.
Oh, come on.
Sorry.
My tower.
Yeah, aren't they supposed to have Skyrim on Nintendo Switch?
So supposedly, yes.
At
Yeah.
some point, it's going to come.
At some
Yeah.
point, but that's not a new game. I want
No.
new games that are for the Switch with outside developers.
Yeah.
I don't even care if they're cross-platform.
Yeah.
If they're for Xbox and PS4, who gives a crap? Like for example, the upcoming Rhyme that we just talked about, that's going to be for virtually everything. I would be perfectly fine with that. I just want to see more games. Period. Because I don't want this to be another Wii U situation where
Yeah.
they come out with this big
Just-
console, really hype it up,
Yeah.
and
And
then
then it
never
dies.
release any big games for it.
Yeah.
And aside from Breath of the Wild, right now we've got nothing.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It is a problem.
It is a
Lack of
problem.
games.
Lack of games.
Lack of good games.
Are there any particular games that you are hoping will come to Xbox? Or old
Or a
series?
studio that
Yeah.
you would like to see somebody like this old studio who did a really good game before, like come out with a new one. Because that's the big thing. That's always a big thing. Like Guerrilla had Killzone before. They did 4 Killzone games and a couple games for the Vita or handhelds, and then they quit, and then they come back with, okay, our next thing is Horizon Zero Dawn. And
Yeah.
people are kind of like, all right, we'll see about this, but then
Yeah.
obviously it did
was
incredibly
really
well.
well.
So like, I would love to see that with another studio that
Yeah.
we've seen like a
Well,
lot of the same, and now they're like, here's
What's
something new.
Ubisoft doing for what'd you say they're doing?
Ubisoft is going to have their own thing.
Their own thing.
So-
I tell you a game that I hope that I see Ubisoft come out with a new one is Splinter Cell. I would
Ooh.
really
Ooh,
like
that'd
to
be
see,
cool.
and it's been a long time since
That's an
Blacklist.
old- yeah, that's an
Blacklist has
old
been-
series.
Yeah, it's super old. And Blacklist I think came out like 4 years ago or something.
and one that would be really good. Like,
Yeah, I
because
love Splinter Cell.
Yeah,
And
Splinter
I-
Cell's got a big fan base.
Yeah. So Splinter Cell would be amazing. Obviously, any tidbit about Elder Scrolls, the new Elder Scrolls, would be amazing. But I highly doubt anything's going to be out for that.
Bethesda would probably do their own thing
Yeah.
if they were going to talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
Because last year they had their own.
I love Bethesda.
Bethesda
Yeah,
makes
they're
I
it
don't
the
know
best.
how often we talk about
Yeah,
it, but
they're
like
the
every
best.
time I think, like with EA, when you say the words EA,
Yeah,
you kind
it's
of feel
grimy.
queasy. Like you
Yeah.
immediately feel bad
a
about
curse
everything.
word.
But then when somebody says Bethesda, you're
Yeah,
like, yes,
so much better.
They are so nice.
I mean, they've been
feel-
doing really well with
They've
it.
been doing well.
Yeah.
They've had the Elder Scrolls series. Fallout 4 was
Dishonored.
was
Oh, man,
pretty good.
Fallout's a
Dishonored,
great
Dishonored,
series.
Dishonored 2, Doom,
Now Prey.
Now Prey,
So like,
yep.
yeah,
They've been coming out with the heavy hitters.
Yeah,
They're
they really have.
They're being very consistent, and that's what I wish that we saw more of from Xbox and Nintendo.
Yeah.
I wish we saw more consistency.
It ebbs and
with-
flows, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it does.
it does.
Sony is on top right now, but next E3, I want.
Yeah.
Well, and like, EA is definitely like obviously still a big power player, but I feel like their stuff hasn't been hitting with the same, punch as it has in the past. The one for me that like, and it's due more from my personal preference, even though it's the same kind of thing. It's like you say it and then you're like, but I wish they did things differently. Ubisoft is making a shitload of good stuff lately. Say that with a caveat attached to it, but it's still the same thing where it's like they For Honor it's got its issues, but at its core, like that's the game I've been wanting since I was a little kid, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And again, this could be just completely personal preference. Now I'm going to go blank. Their Tom Clancy games are still doing really well. Oh, Far Cry, which they announced Far Cry 5.
Oh, they did.
They did announce it.
Okay.
And I think this year. So I'm sure we'll get more info on it. People were kind of like, we don't know if they're going to talk about it because Primal came out and it wasn't officially 5. So people were like, I wonder if we'll hear more about Far Cry. And then like a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, they put on their Instagram just like, get ready, folks. And
so do you think they're going to have like a big
5.
secret thing at E3?
I had it in my head earlier of what it could possibly be. I mean, because I know they'll go into their new Assassin's Creed game, which people so far seems to be taking place in ancient Egypt, which I was like,
well, at least that's different.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's outside of Europe.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
interested now.
I saw that, and it's rumored to be titled Assassin's
Swear
Creed
to God,
Origins.
if you're a white guy in Egypt, I'm going to sue somebody.
They're not going to do
Surely
that.
not. Like,
Yeah.
I would hope
You
not.
say surely not, but
Not
it's
today's
probably going to
day.
be like a crusader or something, and it's like, oh, great.
Well,
Super.
technically, I mean, like in the Assassin's Creed world, the Templars are the bad guys, and that's a Crusader faction. So
So what you're saying is we're going to get a white guy in Egypt. That's what I'm hearing.
I hope not. Obviously, I hope Aisha Tyler hosts their thing again.
I love Tyler.
But no. So Ubisoft has a lot of big hitters for me. Those like big series, like Far Cry. I'm a huge fan of. Obviously, For Honor. I love Assassin's Creed. I want to see something really new with it, but I like the series still. So Ubisoft for me always it seems to be coming out with something.
I've
I'm
always
like,
liked
damn it,
Ubisoft.
I want that.
I kind of mentioned it in passing before the episode started, and now that I'm thinking about it, I want to see anything else from Ubisoft Montreal. Because they did
Yeah.
Child of Light.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
that was such a fun, surprising game. I really kind of want to see something else similar to that. Not necessarily a sequel at all, but just some other type of game that is really kind of off the beaten path of what Ubisoft really excels at here in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
another weird kind of niche game from Ubisoft
I'm sure
Montreal.
I'm sure they're going to
I
be doing
wish,
something.
I hope they'll do something because that was such a dark horse game, and I feel like it got a really strong following, and I hope that they release more games like that in the future.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I do want to make an addendum, a correction. Something you said earlier. Spider-Man is not by Insomniac. Insomniac did not make. It might be still by Insomniac, but Insomniac did not make Infamous. Sucker Punch made Infamous, so I got that confused, and I wanted to clear the record. We may continue.
Before the comments come.
That internet hate.
I know.
They'll jump
It's
all
a real
over me.
thing. It's a
I'll
real
be
thing.
eaten alive.
Yes.
Basically threw myself into a pool of piranhas with a paper cut. So let's see. So yeah, so I hope to see some cool things from that too. Other things like I think it would be really cool, and I know it's kind of a big thing to do nowadays. I think it would be really cool to get a really a popular like a remaster or a reboot of something old.
How old? Old as balls old?
No, not necessarily that. Like like Full Throttle got its remaster this year, and
Now that was old as balls.
that was
It
old
was
as
such a
balls. I was like,
string. I cannot believe. I'm
95.
still blown away that game got remastered.
I know. So like that was kind of
like,
cool.
where were the Full Throttle fans?
Yeah, they must be loud somewhere.
I guess.
We want a remaster.
Oh, I remember what I wanted to see. So like I'm saying like, hey, if you want to throw out a Dark Forces remaster, I'd be all about that. But something like that. Every once in a while, again, like I don't think remasters and stuff like that should be the priority.
Wait,
of
why
of places.
does that sound familiar?
Dark Forces is the Star Wars
Star
first-person
Wars,
shooter from
yeah.
also like 95, 90.
No, I heard something else recently about the guy who made Dark Forces is making something new.
Don't get my hype up.
Yeah, careful.
Don't do this to me, Mogan.
Wait, is that the guy? There's this new. It's still in development. This game called Crowfall. Have you heard anything
That
about
does
this?
not sound like Dark Forces or Star Wars
It's
related.
And therefore, I do not wish to hear
do
it
not
further.
No, the king of Minor Jerrett. Actually Crowfall is a game that's being produced here in Austin.
Ooh.
It's by one of those studios it's a Throne War MMO, and I feel like when I was reading about it,
That looks familiar now.
it was they mentioned, maybe I totally hallucinated this. I feel like there was something about the guy who did Dark Forces is also working on this game. Let's see here. I may have just had a fever dream about this. Who knows?
Is that something you'd like to see, though, Dark Forces remastered?
I mean, that'd be cool.
Would other people like to see it?
I think so.
Yeah,
It's
there
like,
you go.
it was like one of the very, like,
You know what?
it was a groundbreaking first-person
When
shooter.
did Mortal Kombat X come out, or 10?
That was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I may
yeah.
have totally hallucinated.
It'd be cool to
that.
see a new Mortal Kombat.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. A new fighting game would be
That's
fun.
what it is. One of the guys working on it did Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh, okay.
Not Dark
So that makes more sense.
Yes, my bad.
An
So,
MMO.
I was kind of in the realm, but not quite there.
No, okay. I remember now what I wanted, what I really was wanting to see, and because it's been like kind of radio silent, what BioWare is going to do next. Because obviously they came out with Mass Effect Andromeda, reviews and all that stuff, but they do also have. There's apparently a Star Wars game out there being developed, a big one. Like they teased it at Star Wars I can't
Aren't they
remember what it
making
was.
Battlefront 2?
They are, and that's
Yeah.
coming out in November of this year. Looks to
Okay.
be. I
mean,
it looks to be better. I'm, obviously I want to. What are you looking for?
Didn't you used to have a Battlefront?
I did.
Okay.
And then I
Oh,
wanted
okay.
that
Gotcha.
one instead. But that game looks good too. But obviously, it's like it's Battlefront. I know what I'm getting there.
Yeah,
When
I
did
wonder
the
if it's
first
going to be
Battlefront
just like
come
a.
out?
A couple years ago.
Yeah. What
So soon.
Yeah, it was really soon. It was really soon.
Yeah. It might just be like a nice big DLC feel.
But so they came out. I can't remember what event it was at when it was announced, but they announced like this big partnership. It's when they announced like there was going to be VR stuff for Battlefront, and all this other stuff. But they also announced that there's this other like big open world Star Wars game that's being developed because the big thing, they were developing Star Wars 1313 a few years ago. That one got canned when Lucasfilm got bought out / shut down, or LucasArts, sorry. And so they have been developing this new one, which from the like 5 seconds that it shows in this clip of it, it looks beautiful. But apparently got some real. It's going to be another like really big story, really big thing. And so we don't know if it's with BioWare or who's really behind it, but that would be really cool to see. Also, for BioWare, it'd be cool to see if we get anything on like a Dragon Age 4 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I was thinking Dragon Age would be one of the ones that I'm interested to see more
Because
of.
Inquisition came out in 14.
Yeah, that's
so
an old game
it's been
by
a while.
now. Yeah, they're due. They're up for a new one.
So it'd be cool to see what they would get
Something
there.
else that I'm really curious to see where they're going with it. It was a big deal, really kind of around the time of last year's E3, is VR. They were making huge hype about all
Yep.
this VR crap,
Yep,
and I feel like in the past 6 months that is just
Yeah.
waterfalled
Well,
off
there's
the side of the earth.
Unreal's got some VR game that they're hyping up. I don't know. I think it's Unreal. I don't know who's doing it.
What's it look like, or what's it
It's
called?
I don't know.
Yep.
No idea.
Thank you for your input, Zach.
but it looks awesome. It does look very cool.
Whatever it is,
Yeah, whatever it
we
is.
don't know.
I know there is just one that came out. Farpoint, I think, is what it's called for PSVR. But they gave you like a new gun controller thing. So it's like
Yeah.
the movement stick is on the back of the handle. You use your thumb to do it, and then you obviously look by doing that with the gun. So like that was a new like innovation I've seen. But yeah,
I still just really
they'll probably
wonder-
still announce like just more smaller, like here's a little fun game to play like with
Which
your VR.
seems like the wrong move because I feel like the problem that VR has, it's been kind of a thing for years now.
Yeah.
But it's never gotten a foothold because they've never actually released any games
It's like-
exclusively
it's
for
like 3D
VR.
TVs and 3D
yeah,
movies, like-
it's this thing that never really takes hold, and I feel like a big part of that is accessibility.
Yeah.
I feel like the price points for all of these VR equipment is just really not accessible to the average American or American family.
Yeah.
So it's like, where are you going with this? Either make it something that's affordable and make games for it that people actually want, or freaking give up. Move on to other stuff already.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
I understand.
Let's see. What else?
I do have a little bit of moment with Mogan
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Let's do it.
Just upcoming games that we actually know are coming out in the near future. Not all this E3 crap. Who knows when all this stuff is actually going to come out. Okay, so in the short term, we talked about it briefly last week. Rhyme is, of course, coming to virtually everything, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And that's coming out May 26th.
Did you see that I mentioned Tequila Works in our tweet, and then they came back and liked it?
Whoa.
Yeah, thanks, Tequila Works.
Thank you.
Yo hablo español. They're in Madrid.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Anyways, I've been to Madrid. I always forget I've been there. Oh. I should go visit them.
Look at you, world traveler.
I'm so cosmopolitan. Anyways, Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challenges, is coming also to the Switch, confusingly enough, on May 26th as well. Don't Starve, which is that popular kind of indie series. Don't Starve Mega Pack is coming to PS4 and Xbox One, and presumably also what's that thing called? Steam.
So like it's Game of the Year edition kind of thing with all the DLC.
Yeah, so that's May 30th. We also have Star Trek Bridge Crew, which actually is a PSVR game. Yeah, so that's VR, Rift, and Vive. Vive,
I think.
I don't know how people say it. May 30th, and Ys Origin, that game that we talked about what feels like a long time ago, is coming out for the Vita on May 30th as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then further in the future that I'm super actually excited about, Tekken 7 is finally coming out in the US. Nice. And that's PS4.
So that's already out?
And no, not yet. PS4 and Xbox One June 2nd.
Okay.
I cannot wait.
Is it out in other countries?
It has been out in Japan for over 2 years.
Oh, Jesus.
It's been in arcades in Japan literally for years now.
Wow.
And it's finally coming to the US. And we're really kind of not sure why it has taken them so long.
I wonder why.
It has been what feels like a million years. And it's like, why? Why is this happening? So it's finally coming out.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm actually really excited for it.
So
Tekken! You should get it.
I know. I should get Tekken. I love Tekken.
There you go. Like Mortal Kombat.
As far as I'm concerned, like Tekken is still the top tier fighting games. Like I'm sure people would fight me on that with like Street Fighter and other ones. And it's just
badass.
I think they're wrong.
Tekken's so
I think
arcadey.
everyone else is wrong.
Just stupid and
Tekken
wrong.
is just the top. Soul Calibur used
Soul
to be
Calibur
really,
is
they
really
used to be
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Back in the days of Soul Calibur 2.
Soul
Calibur.
I love that.
Oh, Soul Calibur was great. But I feel like the more recent installments, 4 and 5 and 6, I think they're up to 6. They were just very blasé.
Yeah.
So a Tekken is just the one that they're always good, and I'm really excited about it.
Nice.
Tekken.
So the only some big news that I wanted to share because I was filled with glee.
Is Fender having puppies?
Yeah, I was thinking
that's
babies.
The news we want.
I was thinking babies.
No babies.
No babies.
No babies.
But it was announced that Netflix is creating a TV series based off The Witcher.
Oh, I did hear about that.
I did see that.
I did hear about that.
So obviously we've talked about this Hollywoodification of games and all this stuff. But the thing is, it's slightly different because it is not based off of the video games. It's based off the books that the games were founded on. The author of the books is coming on as like a supervisor, story supervisor and stuff like that.
Good.
Similar to George R.R. Martin with Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Cool.
So
Could be good.
Could be good because here's the thing about this, and I was reading about this as the whole thing. The author of the Witcher books does not make any money off the Witcher games.
Oh,
really?
When CD Projekt Red,
how did that happen?
When CD Projekt Red came to him and was like, "Hey, we want to make a game off of this," he opted for a lump sum, purchase over the rights rather than.
That lump sum had better have been $80 billion.
I mean, I'm sure he made money off it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But still, so it's like. So like Witcher, he made money off like when they initially did that, but he hasn't made money off Witcher 2, Witcher 3. But the book series, he's still writing the books. So there's, so now Netflix is coming. So I think from what they said is, so that the author is coming in to be like stories, everything supervisor kind of stuff like that. The game director from Witcher 3 will direct a couple of the episodes, like at least one episode per season is what they're saying.
Interesting.
But it's basically going to be its own thing. CD Projekt Red will have no development input with the series at all. It's totally going to be Netflix and the writer.
I feel like that is probably a good decision.
Yeah,
because it seems like any type of live action media they make directly from games.
Yeah,
never really.
Well, so that's what I mean. Like I saw that and I was initially like.
Yeah,
but then I was
when you said those words, I was like, no. But
then when I read more about it and heard all that other stuff, I was like, ooh, this could actually be really good.
That sounds like a way better move.
Yeah, because and then Brandon and I were talking about this on Facebook, and he was saying like he's read the books and a couple of especially the first book is like more of a collection of shorter stories. So like there you go, there's a ton of fodder for episodes right there. Yeah, so you can do a lot with it.
If I read books. I might just read those.
I was like, I want to go read the Witcher books now.
What have we talked about?
I know they're for chumps, but can I be a chump for a little while?
Just a little while. You get one chump card per year.
But yeah, so I was pretty excited about that. My only like big thing about it, and granted, Netflix has a shitload of money, so I know that they can throw a lot of money at this project because it's going to be safe to assume it's going to do well, at least the first season because it's just number of viewership. My big thing is that I hope, because the big thing of The Witcher is monsters and this magic, I hope that the effects can be up to snuff to match what people have been used to in the game. Because even though
they will be.
Even
Netflix
though,
is
yes,
huge.
it's like, well, I know, but like there have been even a couple episodes of Game of Thrones where the CGI has been a little, ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like one episode where like these skeletons are chasing this group of skeletons are chasing these people across a lake of ice or something, and the skeletons look real,
really?
real janky.
Oh.
So which
Wait,
that's not the
White
norm.
Walkers?
No,
What are they
they
called?
were waifs
okay.
whatever.
Gotcha.
They were raised by the White Walkers, but yeah. So that one it wasn't the. I don't want to get into spoiler territory of Game of Thrones, but anyway, but yeah, so there's a couple episodes sometimes, but it's like they're saving money in this episode to be able to do something bigger later, which I know that could happen. I just hope the overall is not mediocre CGI.
Budgeting, all that behind the scenes stuff.
I mean, because they could be like, let's play it safe. We got to see if this is
Yeah.
going to be good. But, but then at
Does
the
have
same
a
time, they could be
great
like, fuck it,
following
throw
already.
all this money at it.
Does have a
Because
good
even
following.
though it does,
You know.
and even though it's based off the books, not the game, people still know what the game looks like.
Yeah.
And
It's-
that's what they're
they're
going to carry that.
totally-
And people are going to
exactly.
carry that over into what they
Yeah.
expect and hope the show looks
Exactly.
like. So we'll see. But that's going to be pretty exciting when that comes out. So far, no release date. It's just been announced. I think, maybe actually they said late 2018. But
oh wow, so still a while yet.
yeah,
Dang.
still a while. So, but at least it's been announced. That I was excited about.
Okay, cool, very cool.
All right. So, any other things we were looking forward to at the E3? I can't really think of any.
You actually kind of brought up one in passing.
Okay.
If the Switch doesn't confirm when they're getting those variety of apps like Netflix, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, that'd be nice to
Because
hear.
the Switch, they've talked about, like, we know that things like Netflix are eventually coming to the Switch
Right.
platform, but currently they're not there, and I want them now. I want it right now, Nintendo.
yeah,
Do it.
because then you have like your mobile.
Exactly. Yes,
Device.
I need to be able to take it with me in my
Yep.
hands. Nintendo, get on it.
Yeah.
So I really hope that if they don't announce it at E3, they do it on a separate platform somewhere else. Say, oh, by the way, here's when all that stuff like Hulu and Amazon
Yeah.
and Netflix, here's when all of that is coming to the
Yeah.
Switch. I want to know when to expect that.
But they probably will
Yeah,
say something.
They
Surely.
better.
I'll put my money
They
down
better
as well.
get on it.
All right. Well, if we have nothing else to talk about E3, we now eagerly await it. If you would like to let us know, though, what you're looking forward to at E3, please do send us an email or post it on our Facebook wall or Twitter or something like that so we can start a discussion about what we're all looking forward to from E3. But in a few short weeks, E3 will be here. We'll be able to see what is announced and then have a nice follow discussion of what we're excited for and what we're sad didn't actually get talked about. So, exciting weeks. Exciting weeks are ahead. But before we go, we do have our song contest for this week, as I said earlier, given to us by Nicholas Boivin. Boivin?
I feel like you said it different that time.
I did, because now
Boivin?
I'm sorry.
Now
I'm
that
sorry.
you-
I don't,
He
don't
told me that I
ridicule
said it right in the email, and now I'm paranoid that I'm saying it wrong again.
Oh, God.
But anyway, so Nicholas, his hint is the mystic tale of a squid, a pirate, and a zombie.
Ooh.
What?
A squid,
a pirate, and a zombie?
And their mystic tale.
Mystic.
The mystic tale of a squid, a pirate,
And a zombie.
and a zombie.
What? Huh. I don't know if I know of any game that has a squid, pirate, and zombie.
Seems like too
But
many
somebody
things.
out there might.
All in one game.
And if you think you do know what game Nicholas is talking about, then send us your guess to our Facebook and Twitter, or reply in the comments to the YouTube video below. And the first person to correctly guess will get to send us a song and hint for a future episode. And again, the song contest goes live Wednesday 9 a.m. the day after this episode airs, or its general release on Tuesday. So that will be, what is today? Today's the 21st.
That would be the 20. Wait, today is the 21st?
Today is the 21st.
Jesus.
24th.
Shit.
May 24th.
Did you just remember something?
did.
Oh, no.
I just
I'm
remembered
supposed to be
something.
somewhere
I'm
today.
not supposed to be here.
Oh,
That's what I just. Oh shit!
no. Oh, no.
That's so funny. No, it's just a thing I'm supposed to do tonight. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
Okay, so you're good. So
But
you're
I,
I was about to
totally
say, you gotta
forgot. Yeah, I gotta go. Give me this. Very late.
All right, so one more time. Nicholas's hint was the mystic tale of a squid, a pirate, and a zombie. All right, well, that concludes this episode of Team Chat Podcast. Until next time, I am one of your hosts, Jerrett Wilson, joined to my right by Rachel Mogan.
Adios.
And to my left, Zachary Parks.
Deuces.
We'll see you all next time. Stick around for the song.